What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 10 of SuperGen's Nintendo Nation podcast. This is where we tell you everything you need to know about the Nintendo news of the week. So, let's get into it. Number one on the articles of attention this week.
Wait. We got a special guest, though.
Yeah,
our
boy. Special guest.
I didn't think it was that special.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Our boy Anton.
Yeah, when I was a little kid, I loved Nintendo, or as my mom liked to call Nintendo. I'm happy to be here with you guys. So
it's always a
thanks
pleasure.
for inviting me.
All right, we're going to introduce
I'll do it in
some
post.
news. Number one, I got Masahiro Sakurai. Either of you know who that is?
Kirby.
Absolutely not.
All right, so. He is the head dude behind Kirby and Super Smash Brothers.
Okay.
All right, so he's the guy who said he's done making Smash Brothers games for the foreseeable future. Okay. He doesn't want to Smash 5 anytime soon, blah, blah, blah. Well, he was recently asked in some Japanese magazine that to compare Horizon Zero Dawn, the PS4 exclusive, to Nintendo's own Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
And this is what he had to say.
No comparison.
Overall, Horizon is a more stress-free game, and Zelda is becoming a tiresome routine. That right there kind of sounds
So how did
little iffy.
how did this come about to begin with? Like, why were they comparing the two?
Just because everybody's been comparing them lately.
Yeah, they came out at the same time period.
I mean, they came out within 4 days of each other.
Games that are nothing alike in
But
any
they're
way,
both
shape, or form.
open world. Both use kind of like ancient technology weapons. You know what I mean? Both kind of have that same feel to it. So I can get it. The quote goes on. Unless
I'm going to lie. I was more stressed out fighting robotic dinosaurs than I was fighting a bokoblin.
So was I.
So what is he talking about? I don't know.
So then he goes on to say,
No, I'm good.
Again. He goes, however, if you have played Zelda, you probably understand this well. The chores of Zelda are the most fun part. Now, again, this still is weird phrasing that he calls them chores, which he's talking to Koroks, he's talking about the shrines and the dungeons.
All the little stuff to hit 100%
and all the stuff,
above,
right,
yeah.
like all the mini side quests.
I personally haven't played Horizon myself, so I wouldn't know, but like, is this something that, like, does Horizon have something that's similar to, like, what you just said, like, listed off, like, is there, like, these chores, quote-unquote?
Yes, so Horizon
But
has...
there's no, like, 900 Koroks.
Exactly, there's nothing, like, crazy intensive, but there's,
you could probably sit down and Platinum Horizon in 40, 50 hours, somewhere
probably close to it, yeah.
So it's
where
not...
people has, like, 200
So
hours.
it's not nearly as comparable in terms of duration.
Exactly, and breadth, sheer breadth.
Breath.
Of the wild. But there is, like, a ton of, like, collectibles and side missions and stuff to do in Horizon, and it is, like, a big... game, but it feels way more linear, that there really is like a deep, like woven story in Horizon.
Yeah.
And Zelda's story is like, hey, you've been asleep for 100 years, go save the princess again.
Yeah.
Like,
cool.
I don't say generic.
Whoop-de-doo.
Sounds like
it's
that kind of story. Okay, so I think that's huge. Being able to have a story, right? Horizon had that story.
Right.
Zelda, I don't know if Sakurai, if he like talked about that at all, if he said, like, okay, this is obviously lacking here.
Yeah.
Did he acknowledge that?
Not in what I read, the little snippet that I had here. But it seems like Zelda's story, they didn't even focus too much on, and it was more of like a gameplay experience. You know what I mean?
So how did they do, like, in comparison in terms of sales? Like, that's the real question, though. Like,
I think...
obviously, we all know Wind Waker probably blew the other one away.
Right.
But
I don't know how Horizon...
Did I just say Wind Waker?
Yeah, as you
I was just going to roll with it, though. I thought you were kind of making a
roll with
joke.
the punches.
But,
we were talking about Wind Waker.
I don't
They're the
know
same
how
games.
well Horizon sold, because, again, that was a PS4 exclusive, so you could only get that on PS4. However, there's 60 million PS4s in the wild. And Zelda was just released on a limited console. At the time was only maybe, 1.5 million Switches out at the time. And then you had, like, a few on Wii U. So I think overall that game sold in, like, the 4 million mark, which is still, like... a lot, considering Call of Duty, the biggest franchise ever, sells about 15 million every year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're already almost to a third of that with Zelda. So I'd imagine Horizon is probably right around in there. But I think like a big thing to take away, like when he says, oh yeah, Horizon is stress-free and Zelda is, a tiresome routine, that they are different games. So just go play them both. And it's awesome.
The more you say it, the more I can understand what he's saying, though, where like you're
And I
stressing
totally
over
get
all
it.
these little things in Zelda, whereas Horizon's like, hey, here's this big adventure, go into it. there's minor collectibles compared to Zelda.
Yeah.
And I was even scrolling through the comments of this article to see like what people thought of that. And there were people who were like, yeah, I'm 95 hours into Zelda, and like I see what he means. Like it is like I'm kind of just like doing the same stuff, like going and hunting around. And then someone else is like, yeah, I'm like 120 hours in, but I took a break and I actually went and played Horizon, and I played some other stuff on the Switch. And he goes, now I'm ready to get back into Zelda. I started up, and it's like, oh yeah, this is like a whole new world again.
I think this is the real question though. If you can only play one game for the rest of your life,
it is the
Super Mario Sunshine.
A Link to the Past.
A Link to the Past. No, I'm okay. Well,
between Horizon and Zelda.
Yeah,
Breath
Breath of the Wild. Yeah, and
probably Breath of the Wild.
100% Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So you guys found it to be more. What's the word I'm looking for?
Engaging?
More engaging, more just fun.
Here's what I want to say. It depends on what you're saying. If I have one game for the rest of my life, yes, I could do so much in Zelda. But what game do I like better? Horizon.
Really?
Yeah, that's how I put it.
Just blatantly.
It's how you phrase it. Yeah.
And do you like the world more in Horizon? Than Hyrule?
Yeah, I don't have
I would
that.
Probably say so.
I don't have that physical attachment to the Zelda world like Joe does and a lot of other people. So yeah, I could kind of easily say that.
But I like, especially in Horizon, there's color in there. Like there's greenery, and there's like people you can talk to, and there's stuff going on, and they like really introduce character. Like character development is a huge thing in that. And even the intro, like the first hour when you're the little girl and you go down
the flip.
You know what I mean? Right?
Oh yeah, down into
and you go and where you find your focus
in Destiny, yeah.
And you're like, and there's like you see all these like iron chairs and like real chairs like this and like iron tables and like. It looks like a doctor's office from modern time, and you're like, "What the hell?"
But even the way you control her, you feel like this little young girl,
you're really like
stumbling
running
around.
that way. They did it so well.
Really?
Everything they did,
Yeah.
Guerrilla absolutely knocked it out of the park. And so I think that's the big takeaway: is that both games seriously are masterpieces.
So they did what Fallout 3 did. Didn't we already talk about this?
Where you're the little boy in Fallout 3. So, and I think an even bigger thing to take away from this is, what does Xbox have?
Nothing.
X-Bone.
So
where you at?
But yeah, so I just thought that was a quirky little thing to have, like one of the big guys at Nintendo who created Kirby and Smash to be like, oh yeah, our biggest selling game like of the year and our biggest franchise. Yeah, it's a tiresome routine, But I don't know if he necessarily meant it that way either. So
but
take
hey,
that
you know
with
what?
a grain of salt.
The next time though, it's Sakurai. He's gonna take Zelda and he's gonna take it to the next level, right? He's gonna pull ideas from Horizon. And he's gonna be like, you know what? What's on the horizon?
What's on
Zelda Horizon?
Right, Zelda
on
Horizon
Dawn.
Yeah, there you go.
Horizon Zelda Dawn.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, next up we have Minecraft is coming out this Thursday, which will be last Thursday by the time you're listening to this.
Who cares?
I do, because I'm super excited for it.
I don't know. I'm kind of
Same
going to agree
game.
with Christian a little bit. If it was Terraria, I'd be like, okay, I bought Terraria too
which I
many
think
times, and
Terraria
I'll
is
do it
coming
one more time.
coming to the Switch.
Yeah, like I'm cool with Terraria. The thing with Minecraft is there's been too many times that I've been burned by friends where it's like, I bought it on PC, let's play this. We didn't end up playing it. Let's buy this on
I think I
Xbox
own
One.
it.
Hold
Didn't play it.
on. I bought it on PC because you told me, hey, we're going to play this.
And then I didn't
so
play it, so
I
I
bought it on PC,
Yeah.
and then you stopped playing it,
Exactly.
and I got burned.
So I needed that extra push. You know what I mean?
Push and shove.
I didn't get that push.
Okay.
Okay, so convince me. Why should I buy it? Why should I care?
I have a few
Yeah.
things here.
Why should I care?
It's still the same Minecraft that you know and love, that you've played a million
Alright,
times
that's
before.
okay.
But
I'm
now
still not buying it.
it's portable. And you can take it with you wherever you go.
Pick up the bathroom.
You can be playing Minecraft in your
Minecraft
tub.
portable, dude.
What's that?
Minecraft portable.
I can do it
Right,
on my phone.
on my
Here's
phone.
the thing, I can do it on my phone.
On my phone.
Yeah, but then you got to back
This is
out of
the
your
thing.
phone. Then when you have a text message, then you got to back out, and then you got to text, and then you got to go back
Minecraft.
in.
Okay, there's a lot of good games out there that are great for on the go. Like you whip out your Fire Emblem.
Sure.
You know?
Candy Crush.
Whatever. Okay, but Minecraft, you want to sit there and you want to be engaged with the game, right? Like you want to create your own little world,
I guess.
right?
I
And it's just like
disagree.
it's like one of those games. I just like
'Cause-
I don't want to just turn it on. I don't want to while I'm sitting on a subway or something like that, just start playing.
When are you on the subway? Is my question.
I was just saying, thinking about back to the old Nintendo commercials where the girl's sitting on the subway
Right.
with her DS, whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's just that's not what Minecraft is to me. Like, why should I care that it's now portable? Because I've never had the desire to play Minecraft on, like, say, a portable console.
And I totally understand that. And that's what I think the beauty of Minecraft is that you can play it that way where you want to be like, oh yeah, I want to be like stationary at my computer, spend these hours and hours and build this world, build my imagination. But then there's other times, I think, where people are like, yeah, okay, cool, I have a 15-minute, subway ride to work. I'm just going to pull out, I don't know where all these subways are, but you're going to pull out your Switch. And be like, okay, cool, I fell asleep playing Minecraft. I want to build the roof on the house that I'm doing. You take your 15 minutes, you build the roof, and you're like, okay, cool, that's done. Commute back.
And then you're just like, well, I just built
windows.
this roof. It looks super cool, but I feel like I could also build this chimney on it now too. And it's like,
sure, and you can do that.
Okay,
you can't do that.
I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
okay, I get it.
So
I get it.
We need to get Christian a Switch. We should all play Minecraft because now that's what I want to do.
We would. I so would, and I want to. And I'm gonna get Maggie in on it because this is the game like she's been waiting for.
And I get that. It's just like it's just getting old. Like Minecraft.
And I get it. I get that too because Minecraft literally has been released on everything, like every device possible.
They just,
you know what I mean?
Except for the DS.
Except for the DS, which that's why I think this is a great thing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why this is gonna be so great. Because I have so many parents who come into GameStop and they're like, "Hey, do you have Minecraft on the DS?" And I'm like, "No, it doesn't come with the DS."
Every little kid in the world
wants it for the DS.
Yeah, exactly.
Every single one. So I think this is gonna be great.
You freaking blew it.
Yeah, way to go, Nintendo.
No, I think it's gonna sell great too.
It will. It's gonna sell fantastic. And a little bit more in the nitty gritty here. We've got the world is 13 times bigger than the Wii U version. So yeah, it came to Wii U really late in the life cycle.
Actually, that's pretty good.
So and then a few months after the Wii U version launched, they actually got a special DLC pack for free, and it was all Mario skins. So you had Mario characters. So like the chickens became Goombas. You could dress up as Mario, Toad, Luigi, Peach.
And I like that too because you can recreate like Peach's castle.
Yeah, exactly. And you got like themed bricks. You got like cool like colored bricks and stuff. Yeah. And then not the creeper. What are the skeletons called? Do you know? In Minecraft.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember what I haven't played Minecraft in so long since you and I played 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But they're now dry bones.
Yeah.
Like now they're dry bones.
I like
so
that.
all the enemies got like reskinned and stuff. So that's really cool.
That's pretty neat.
I think so. But so the Switch version is in a 3070 by 3070 blocks.
Yeah.
Radius, not a radius, but you know what I mean. The PS3 and 360 versions, console versions, were 864 by 864.
So that blows it away.
Yeah, destroys that. But however, the PS4 and Xbox One versions are 5120 by 5120,
of course.
Which is bigger than what the Switch can offer. But at the same time, it's like you're playing in such a compact screen. Who cares?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? If you're playing handheld, and if you're playing docked, again, like, who cares? It's Minecraft. This isn't like Call of Duty, Unreal Engine 4, like, high-end specs we need from Minecraft. It's blocks. You know what I mean? Right. So, the cool thing, too, if you did play it on Wii U, you can transfer your Wii U worlds, anything you built in the Wii U, you can transfer that to the Switch version. Not at launch, though, but at a later date.
I'm going to clarify the skeleton in Minecraft is called Skeleton. Okay?
Wow, okay.
So, yeah.
Cool.
That's actually pretty creative on their part, like, coming up with that name.
Yeah, I know.
I can see, like, how they put it together. And then last thing about Minecraft is it supports 4-player split screen on one system and 8 players all in one.
Is that the most
online.
that's ever?
So,
well, obviously, I'm assuming PS4 and Xbox One. I don't know because
I don't know if they can even do 4-player,
but I'm assuming. Well, I remember from like PS3 days because I would play on the PS3 or the Xbox 360. I think it was only 2-player on those consoles. But now you're saying that you can play 4-player split screen,
right, on one Switch
that's
if
pretty
you
cool.
want.
So they made the
cool.
screen smaller and added more players.
Right.
So win-win-win.
Unless you're playing it on docked, and of course, then you have
then you got the
TV,
screen,
and then you can play it. So I think that's cool because this, I think, and what we were talking about just before the show is how we miss like those olden days of like boys being boys making stupid videos, wrestling in the backyard or whatever. Yeah. And I was gonna further that with like, do you remember when you played GoldenEye on the N64 with your buddies? It was like, hey, everybody come over, we're ordering pizzas. You're all spending the night. We got chips. And
man, I remember
and we're just gonna play
days.
4-player.
Back
GoldenEye,
in the day, boy.
Like that was awesome. And I feel like this is gonna be that for this new generation of kids. Like there's some kids who's like, it's summer vacation right now.
But no, I mean, come on, you got
so.
really comparing the two though, like GoldenEye versus like Minecraft.
No, but I'm comparing the co-op
kids these
aspects.
days. They missed out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree.
But also they have Wi-Fi is the next problem. You know what I mean? So they can connect at their own separate
But
houses.
you miss so much by being online only.
That's what I'm saying.
Then if
Just
all
like-
three of us came together,
Overcooked did it right, because in Overcooked you had to be local co-op.
Speaking of like when we would do like
Just
the
come on
local
Switch
play
too.
or things like that, when we would do local play, like remember those LAN parties back
Yes.
in the day, dude?
Oh my
like,
god, that
Halo,
was so fun, dude.
Gears of
Halo,
War.
dude.
I
That was
Gears of
we would
War,
have to
yeah.
take our buddy's TV. He had a TV in his kitchen. We would take that, bring that in the living room. So we had his living room
yeah,
TV, his
man.
kitchen TV in the living room, 2 Xboxes, all Etherneted together and stuff. It was amazing.
I remember that. Like we would just have cords just running all along my basement, like and stuff like that.
And that was so cool. And like in those days are long gone. But I feel like this is going to be a way. And because Minecraft
R.I.P.
is so popular, everybody plays Minecraft. This is going to do just fine on the Switch there.
Yeah, I'm sure. Everybody that's already bought Minecraft 100 times before is going to buy this one too.
I only bought it once before, so and I believe it's retailed at $29.99 digital, and then sometime later we're getting a physical release for it. It's just not out at launch, so. But
I don't think I've ever bought Minecraft physically.
Yeah, the only time I ever bought it was once
think I
on
have.
PC, so for like $24.96 or some random ass number. Next up, we got EA, big huge developer, Electronic Arts, had a professional comment, I guess, official comment, saying that they are considering bringing more of their games to the Switch library. So the big thing I took out of
bolded
this,
considering,
and I did that for my notes here because that's what they said was there. Andrew Wilson was like, "Yep, we are considering bringing our games to the Switch. We see how well it's selling. We see that
Are we talking about
it a
like
lot,
sport games, or are we
Who
talking?
knows? The only confirmed EA game for the Switch at all is FIFA. Is FIFA 18. That's the only confirmed EA game. He then goes on and says something like, "Yeah, we really like the platform. It is selling really well, and we would like to see what we can do."
Oh, now you
want
to sell your games,
and that's it.
Wow,
and it wasn't.
okay,
That was the
so
first thing I thought of.
Wow.
It's like, okay, cool. They see how popular this thing is. They see it selling well, and now a huge third party like EA wants to get in on it. And that's what so many people were worried about, because that's what happened with the Wii U, is that it sold like trash. So third parties were like, "Oh yeah, we don't need it. Oh, we're not going to develop for that because
That's a waste of
there's
money.
no reason."
Yeah.
But the Switch, they see how well it's doing, they're like, "Okay, cool, we can get back into that. We want a piece of that pie."
Yeah, Nintendo. That's what I'm talking
cool.
about, dude.
And like that's awesome.
Nintendo's stepping it up, man.
Right. That was really happy.
No, I mean, I don't like sport games a whole lot. I'll be honest.
with
I'll be
you.
the first one to say.
Oh, see, I
admit
do.
that.
I do FIFA. I do FIFA every year.
Quidditch.
But yeah, I mean, it's good to see that these third-party developers are starting to, change their minds on, Nintendo and coming on board and starting to develop games for it, because I feel like that's something that Nintendo has really been missing out on. And I feel like that, in a way, is going to help Nintendo in the future because, I mean, that's going to give them the extra money, means to, be able to create a better console. That's something that could possibly, maybe, potentially compete with the future Microsoft and Sony consoles.
Yeah,
as
but
well,
EA
too.
could be blazing the trail too, where it's like, I keep saying Payday 2 is coming out.
Yeah.
Is it going to sell well? I keep saying no. Prove me wrong. But
Right.
it's kind of like the first thorn where it's like, oh, they released this third-party game, it didn't sell well.
The first
Why
Payday
should I?
did pretty good.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're like re-releasing this old school game on the Switch again. How
Oh,
buy
okay,
it?
okay,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So if the sales aren't that good, then they look at it like, hey, they're releasing these third-party games. They're not selling well.
Yeah.
Should I? And then they
I
kind
think
of
they
start
should stop
backing
doing
out.
that. I don't know.
And that's the thing, is like Payday 2 came out 2011.
Oh, I remember getting it on the 360.
That's just like-
It came out for 360, so it's like you're releasing a game that was on the 360, you're releasing it for the Switch, and you're going to be surprised when it doesn't sell well, when nobody cares about it.
Yeah, no one cares anymore.
But
That
it's-
was like Mass Effect 3 on the Wii U or Darksiders on the Wii U. It's just like
Watch Dogs.
Right,
or
that's what I'm saying.
the Batman Arkham
Origins.
Arkham Origins.
there was Arkham.
It was like
Origins
Arkham Knight
and-
Edition or something.
and Asylum, or
I don't-
whatever the second
Asylum
one was.
Edition or something.
City,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
I don't know.
yeah.
It was stupid though, and like it just makes the console look dated too. Like in terms of just like
100%
overall
agree.
graphics
Totally
capacity
agree.
and everything. It just makes it look like it's a cheaper console than what you
Right.
could, But like the Switch, it's like a whole new thing,
Yeah.
and people are seeing that now. And so kudos to Nintendo for that.
Yeah, because it's like, and even think about, what if you released Payday 2,
Yeah.
like that game specifically, right now for PS4 and Xbox One. I know that they already did years ago.
Yeah.
Like Payday 2 is on those systems. But imagine releasing it now when Call of Duty World War II just got announced.
Yeah.
There's a new Assassin's Creed coming this year that, is all
Bring it
but
on.
announced. A new Far Cry is happening sometime relatively soon. All these huge games are coming out. The new Battlefront 2 is coming out,
Yeah.
You have all these things coming out. And it's like, oh yeah, and then there's Payday 2 that I played on my 360. Like, imagine selling it on the other consoles. How's it going to sell? Like shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Well, I mean,
like,
they
why do you think
release
it's gonna do? And
Payday
they even
2
said
You're gonna get like that
time.
one
Yeah.
or two guys that are just like, oh my god, this is my favorite game in the world. I gotta buy this console now. You know? It's
Yeah,
just like,
exactly. So it's like.
well,
Exactly. So it's like, why are you gonna like? I feel like that's such a bad barometer then
I
to
know.
use that game for the success of the Switch.
all
it's
the
like,
games,
come on,
though,
you
you know?
couldn't have gotten something better.
Yeah.
Like even if we would have gotten Darksiders 1 and 2 Collector's HD Definitive Edition
It would've been
2.0, 2.5, whatever.
2.8.
not hating on Payday, but like, I'm
Sure.
just,
But like if something like that would have made more sense, whereas Darksiders 3 was just announced. Now if Payday 3 gets announced at E3,
Oh, yeah, and if
and
that
Payday
comes out on the
2
Switch.
comes out for the Switch, and Payday 3 is coming out for the Switch, okay, I see where you were going. That makes more sense.
Hey, you
but
never
to
know. Nintendo
randomly
might know
pull-
something that we don't.
Maybe.
So.
But to randomly
Payday 3.
pull Payday
Burp.
2 out of your
Go.
ass, like, come on, that's a little crazy.
I'm gonna throw in two things there.
Yeah, go
The
ahead.
idea of
2 bones?
robbing banks from the tub is entirely tantalizing.
Yeah.
So when that game hits like $10, I'll probably pick it up. But I
Okay.
gotta wait for that threshold.
Sure.
Two, good on Nintendo that they're releasing like an M-rated game, kind of. That's
Yeah.
the other factor.
Yeah.
So, because
Totally
that
good.
really doesn't happen that often, and they're
Sure.
throwing that out there. So,
Yep. I just want to give a shout out to Bayonetta 2 was one of like the early Nintendo published M games
Yeah.
for what's it called, the Wii U.
My mom doesn't
Same
let
as
me
Zombie.
play M games, so
Really?
it doesn't
Okay.
affect me.
Not until you're 17.
we'll have to talk to her.
And then even more of a fun fact: Resident Evil 4 was another Nintendo, originally Nintendo published M-rated game. That was like one of the earlier ones. So, but
Interesting.
just talking about sports games, I'm going to jump ahead here. You're talking about how much you love sports games, so I'm going to bring up NBA Playgrounds.
Spurts.
And this kind of ties in a little bit with the Minecraft thing. Launched on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, all same date. Wonderful.
You get to create your own basketball courts with bricks.
Dude, that'd be awesome. That'd be really cool.
No, you said
Yeah, court
Minecraft.
editor.
I know. Well, I haven't tied it to Minecraft yet.
Okay.
But so I guess the Switch version launched with all the features not there. Similar to how Minecraft, how you can import your Wii U save
Okay.
to that, also not there at launch. So the things NBA Playgrounds doesn't come with on the Switch is there's no 2-on-2 online mode, which I don't know if you guys know anything about NBA Playgrounds, but all like the max you can do is 2-on-2. So like that's what you do is you pick one random player from this team and one random player from this team, put them together, and then play whoever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the Switch has no. You can do 1-on-1
Okay.
online, but you can't do 2-on-2 online.
That's terrible.
Which the other systems can, and there's no online matchmaking with friends. So like I can't search for you on
So
my
it's all
Switch
random.
and play together. Yeah, you have to go to the leaderboards and then scroll down the leaderboards to find your friend, click on them, and click invite to
That's
game or
awesome.
something.
That's
crazy
such a
like
bad
that.
sign already of stuff to come.
And so these features are going to be updated in and patched in later, but it's like,
Right.
why weren't they there at
yeah.
launch?
Also,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll believe it when I see it. honestly.
Yeah, and it's like
I
NBA
just,
Playground's like, is it even something that well? Because from our own SuperGen team member Brian, it's really not that like amazing of a game. You know what I mean?
What
Yeah, I would
NBA
expect
Playgrounds?
NBA Playgrounds in general, even on PS4.
I don't even
So
know
it's
what
like,
that is, honestly.
It's like a rip-off NBA Jam, like a callback to NBA Jam.
Oh.
And so it's like, it's super goofy. They all have big heads. It's like someone put the cheat code for big head mode in. And it's like,
Yeah.
that's just kind of what it is.
That
It's just
honestly
goofy and,
would
like,
probably be the only way I would ever play it.
It's big head mode.
if they had a cheat code
Just
for big
that.
head mode. And so it's like, so it seems like goofy, like more like kid-friendly kind of whatever.
Right.
But it's like, it probably won't sell well on the other consoles, let alone on the Switch. So it's like, will these features even make it in? Like you're saying, it's possible that you'll believe it when you see it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I don't know.
Is
It's
this
just-
going to be the norm for Switch games when we get them? Is like,
I really
hey,
hope not, 'cause
Here's
that's
this
like-
broken game. On the other consoles, it works fine and as intended. But the Switch version, you're getting the broke version.
I'm
And we're going to
getting,
fix it
I'm
later.
getting some Wii vibes from that. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just like they promised us all these things, all these features and things like that, and they just never happen.
Yeah, totally agree. And so, like, I don't know, so that's got me a little worried. But again, it's NBA Playground, so it's not like, Super Mario Odyssey comes out and it's like, hey, here's all these features we promised you, and none of them are there. You know what I mean? It's like, it's NBA Playgrounds. And if you want a good NBA game, wait 4 more months for the...
That 2K.
I
18.
couldn't give it like two. I could not care less if NBA Playgrounds failed,
Right.
and just flopped. All right, but I am concerned that if the Switch doesn't get their together,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I totally hear
then it's gonna they need to start like introducing these features at launch for these games. That's
right, and that's
huge.
what's so crazy. And I'm just like, so we already have Minecraft, which is like gonna be a huge, huge release. And granted, the only feature you're missing is importing Wii U. But it's like, if I were them, I wouldn't have even said that. Like,
Yeah.
I really don't think that's gonna be that much of a selling point, because if you have a Switch, like chances are you're gonna want to move Minecraft to the Switch anyway and just start fresh rather than like hold on to your Wii U save. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like when that feature's ready 3 months down the line, just be like, hey everybody, we have this whole new update. Like, hey, here's this great thing we just thought of to release right now. You can now do this, and like people would have been.
It's
so
just like
it's all about
they're
the timing.
so far behind.
Hey, I
on
wanna
the
say this
times.
too.
It's just like
Yeah.
it drives me nuts. It's like catch up, Nintendo. What are you doing?
We need a bottle
you know?
catch up. But here's what I'm saying. We are not paying for Nintendo Online yet, okay? And they're throwing this garbage.
Okay.
We don't have 2v2
They tell
yet.
us
We don't
that
have
it's capable of playing these games online.
Exactly.
There's a lot of holes there.
And
There's
in
lot
a
of-
few months, they're going to start charging us for online.
Oh, okay. You
You
think
know what I
that's
mean?
when
Like,
this feature's
no,
gonna
I'm not. I
come?
don't even
You
think
think
so.
that's
I'm
what
just
it's gonna
saying.
bring?
Yeah, why
Are they
they
talking about that?
No, it's a fact that they're going to start.
They're
charging us
doing
for
it, yeah,
online.
for
Oh,
sure.
they
But
are?
they're
Okay, I
they're
didn't even know
charging.
that.
We think they're charging around $30 a year.
I know,
Instead
but
of
I'm just
60.
saying, why are they half baking these games in their online features, and then
Right.
they should be being like, "Hey, look at all this great
Charge
stuff,"
60, Nintendo.
and then we're going to charge you a little bit for
and
it.
then make your internet service like,
Not
worthwhile.
suck.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
But I like the fact
Like-
that they're doing it like a half off thing though, because it's like Nintendo's online's never been that great, and so it's like let's see what they can do for us. Because you got to think PS3 was free.
Yeah, I
And
guess
then
a lot
when
of people are going to be
PS4
skeptical.
launched
at
was
least.
cheaper, and it wasn't until a few months ago that PS4 actually raised their prices to meet Xbox One's price. You know what I mean? So PS4 was a cheaper thing, and then like, no, we need more money. So I can see Nintendo doing this for maybe 2 or 3 years, and then moving up.
I
You know
just
what I
think
mean?
of like
So-
a video about PlayStation Plus
Oh.
when they were people were freaking out about it online and things like that. Yeah, so but
It's good now, though.
I remember
I'm
those
gravy
days,
with it.
man.
Yeah.
Back when it was like $49.99.
Yeah, it was $10 cheaper. Yeah, like on everything.
Yeah,
and then it was
that
like
was great.
18. It was 18.
That was like
instead
a
of
bragging.
25.
That was a bragging point to my friends.
I know,
like,
but yeah,
PS4 's
PS4 is
better
cheaper,
'cause of this,
right?
You know?
And so I don't know. So I think that's fine. I don't think there's too much to worry about. But then the other thing is like the online feature of Mario Kart, where like you still like can't play with your friends and then play online with random people. So like Ryan and I can't be in the same lobby and then play
And
with
matchmake.
random people and matchmake. Like we can't create a
wow.
party.
It's us and then computers.
It's us and then computers. So it's everybody we get in the group. So say we get 5 people in the group. Well, there's 7 computers we're racing against, as opposed to 7 other individual online players. Now they said, oh yeah, that feature, that party creating feature and matchmaking and whatever, is going to be coming at a later date. And I'm like, great. This is going to be another one where it's, oh hey, charges $30 a year, and then just so conveniently this feature comes out. You know what I mean? And I really hope that doesn't happen.
How
I hope that's
convenient.
not the norm. But it's like I can see this going that way.
Yep.
And what else worries me is that Splatoon 2 is on the way, and that game is pretty much all online
Splatoon.
only. And so that's gonna be crazy. What if that comes out and that doesn't work at launch? Then it's like
I
feel-
Nintendo give up the internet.
I feel like Nintendo's gonna like figure it out by Splatoon though.
I hope so.
Because
Well, Splatoon 1 was
that's a
good.
huge
2
game
months.
for
That's
them.
only 2 months
Yeah.
away too. So
That's a huge game for them though.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So
So I have faith
and
that
I
they
feel
can
like
do it.
NBA
I totally believe they
and
can do it.
with NBA Playground. And they're probably just like, we don't care about this game.
Right.
Like
I mean, it's only
they're-
$20
they're the- they're-
$20 digital.
The big
you know?
thing that's like the eye on the prize. You know, like the Splatoon for them is huge.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's going to be a big selling point for them. And if they can get that game to work, they're going to freaking, I think, be like a real. They're going to be real competition on the playing board for sure.
Totally agree.
All those Call of Duty people are going to want to like fly.
Right,
to
we're gonna
Splatoon.
get Call of Duty
Splatoon-
World War II on
All those guys, they're
on Switch.
gonna get all the perks and everything like that.
Ooh, yeah.
Kill streaks.
I like it.
Kill streaks.
Dude, imagine playing World War II from your tub.
Uh,
It's enticing.
I don't know about
Call of
that.
Duty World War II from your tongue.
All right. Next up, I got Nintendo has a statement or something like that comes out and says that they want to get games and content pushed out as soon as possible, ASAP. They said they don't want to repeat the droughts that the Wii U had. So remember how the Wii U had a game would come out, 5 months later, another game would come out. Another 5 months would go by, another game comes out. And you only have in the span of 15 months, you have 3 games. So they're saying, yeah, we want to get this out. Now, do you think this has something to do with what we just talked about of why are we getting these like half-baked games on release? Is it because you think Nintendo is pushing them so that there is some software where it's like hey, it's better to have half-assed software than no software?
This is something they should have been doing
You know
from
what
the
I
very
mean?
beginning with the Wii U. Honestly, that was a big mistake on their part, was, allowing these developers to get away with, taking their time with their games and, getting these long droughts. Hopefully they do it. Hopefully they stick to their word, because honestly, I think that would make the Switch definitely more competitive, because people are going to see that and they're going to be like, oh, well, I can get this game at the same time for the Switch. I might as well just get that one. over this system over here. You know, I don't know.
They should bring Zombie U to the Switch. You know?
Yeah.
You think?
Oh yeah.
Cricket bat?
Oh yeah.
They brought out the PS4 and Xbox One.
See,
Might
I don't
as
know.
well be the Switch.
Here's the thing. So you're saying there were the droughts in the Wii U era, but what ended the droughts?
Nintendo made first party games.
Yeah, but which ones? Just name some right now.
Mario 3D World.
Okay.
Mario Party 10.
No, I'm not going to call that.
I
refuse.
Pikmin 3.
The Zelda HD remakes.
And that's an HD remake. So
Pikmin
far
3.
all I got is Mario
Pikmin
3D.
3.
Okay, I guess.
Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Mario
Okay.
Kart 8, Super Smash Bros. 4,
Okay.
Bayonetta 2,
He's got
Tokyo
it.
Mirage Sessions.
No, I'm not saying those aren't good games, but I'm saying like
Bayonetta.
system sellers,
Oh, you said that?
Yoshi's Woolly World, Kirby's Rainbow Yarn. You know what I
Rainbow
mean?
Curse, yeah,
Rainbow
they
Curse.
were trash. So
Kirby
Shake, rattle, and roll.
Tilt and Tumble.
that was Yoshi
V2.
Topsy Turvy.
Yeah.
That's the problem is I can only like name off one hand of what would have actually sold consoles. Like you say Tokyo
Oh, yeah.
Mirage, Bayonetta, those are, yes, great games, but those aren't out there like selling consoles where the kids like, oh, I
Sure,
want Mario
totally
Kart, I
agree.
want
There were
Smash.
some excellent
3D
games
World.
on the Wii U, honestly, that I played. But like,
Tank.
But
there was just not enough of them. That was the big thing, I think. It's like you look back on every other previous console that Nintendo has ever created. You have, GameCube with all their titles, and there's just like, there's these certain titles that stick out in your mind when you think of these certain consoles. It's just like, where is that for the Wii U? It just lags.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Even the Wii had great games.
Wait, okay, now name 5 for the Wii that you were like standout titles. I'd love to.
Twilight Princess.
Okay, and that came out on the GameCube too.
And Skyward Sword.
I like
What's
Skyward
the-
Sword.
Skyward Sword.
I really like
That's
Skyward
one.
Sword.
Yeah, I liked.
No More Heroes was good.
Yeah.
gonna
Xenoblade
count
was good.
Xenoblade,
okay.
which there was a Wii.
It's
one
been a
on
while.
that, too.
But see, you could go Galaxy,
You
Super
could go
Mario,
Galaxy, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I was Galaxy.
Yeah,
oh,
the Mario,
man,
you have
both
Smash,
Galaxies.
Smash
yeah.
Brawl. You know, you had Brawl on there. You had Mario Kart Wii on there. That was where New Super Mario Brothers, like Wii, took off. Was right there. The New Super Mario Brothers line
Yeah.
moved from DS to like home console. From
Should've
there,
stayed
you
on
know,
DS.
it should have, but whatever. There was Metroid Prime 3. Corruption was on there.
Was it any good?
And that game was amazing. That game was awesome.
You had Other M. I mean, that was really good.
So I think they did, but then it's like, look at the Switch that's coming out.
Wait, one last thing.
Yeah.
GameCube. Now, I want to just hear how fast you name off good GameCube games.
Oh man,
Super Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion,
Okay.
Smash Melee,
Star
Mario Kart
Fox,
Double Dash,
Super
Super Mario 1000-Year-Old
I like
Door.
Star Fox
Pikmin
Adventures.
1, Pikmin
Star Fox
2.
Assault.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
yeah. You can. You talk. We have a whole.
You got Wind
right
Waker.
there.
You
Yeah,
got
let's just go. You got the original Chibi Robo. You got like 12 Zeldas.
And-
Super
oh,
Mario
geez,
Ball
sure.
2.
Animal Crossing.
Beyblade
Oh man,
V-Force was on there.
Animal
Come on.
Crossing.
Wario World.
That was huge.
Was it on there? Oh, that
Look
was
at
right
that.
there. I'm staring right at it.
You had
Resident Evil originally was
You had
exclusive. Resident Evil
Pokemon
4.
Coliseum,
And
Pokemon
XD
XD.
Yep.
Yep.
You have
Yes,
Darkness,
You
yeah.
did. You had One Piece Grand Battle.
Now, here's what I'm just trying to say. Look at how excited we got talking about GameCube stuff. For Wii, it's kind of like
You're
I had
just
to
like,
pull those
whatever.
out
Yeah.
of you, and even more for Wii U, it was just like you couldn't do it.
Right.
I know exactly.
We need.
I feel like I did
so,
it better on Wii U than I did Wii.
Here's what I'm
anyway,
gonna say.
so.
Yeah, if the Switch succeeds, years down the line, we're gonna be able to do what we just did for the GameCube.
Yeah.
Was my bottom line with that. You
Sure.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like,
yeah.
this
Totally
great
agree.
game, Breath of the Wild.
I
started off
want that to
Odyssey.
happen. I think
I really do.
I think the last real console that we got from Nintendo that just felt like a Nintendo console was the GameCube.
I'm gonna agree.
I agree. That was like a real hey, this is a not gimmicky console. Like
This,
and
we're not trying to be Sony. We're not trying to be Microsoft, but at the same and we still have that Nintendo charm. Like that was it. That was the last.
And
of the
those
line.
small discs.
Yeah.
the small,
Yeah.
yeah, which was
All your
kind of
games
dumb,
were-
but
it was,
whatever.
but like hey, it worked for him.
But it was that Nintendo charm,
Right.
Yeah.
It had a handle. It was portable. It was
Yeah,
the first
you could
portable home
carry it
console.
around.
Come on.
Oh,
So I think that's good, that they want to keep pushing stuff out, but I don't want them to keep pushing stuff out at, the sacrifice of the games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, look for Switch, what do we have coming out? Is ARMS. Is ARMS going to be a system seller? But you got Splatoon will be, Mario will be,
Yeah.
Xenoblade 2 probably for, a few people.
I'm gonna throw out my ARMS judgment now, though.
Yeah.
I feel like ARMS is kind of what Splatoon was for the Wii U. Correct. Where maybe
Agree.
ARMS 2 will be talking, being like, this was a great game. The second one's coming out. This is gonna help sell consoles.
Totally agree.
But right now, as ARMS 1, I don't think it's gonna be
Right,
like
which
one of
and
those.
I feel like leading up to Splatoon 1's release, a lot of people were like, Nintendo making a third-person shooter,
like yeah, it looks cool,
cool,
but
like
yeah.
whatever, But then you play it and you're like, oh my god, this was great, like this was awesome. So I feel like ARMS has that moment, which is why I'm personally excited for ARMS. I'm looking forward to playing it, especially because it has pro controller support.
Yeah. Now, I don't think, though, ARMS will hit the Splatoon level ever.
No. I don't think so. I think it's just too different of a game. A third-person shooter that's action with great upbeat music and fun characters versus
short matches,
another fighting game. Like even like the fighting game genre is such a limited thing. You know, like Injustice comes out this Friday when you're watching this, and it's like that's going to be a great game. That's going to sell, tons. And it's like, but how long is that going to last? Like how long has Mortal Kombat lasted? Like they had to release the XL, and then there's Street Fighter, and then there's Tekken. There's all these fighting games coming out.
Usually, no, I'm serious because like the way I would see it is because when I would work video game retail in the past, I mean, you get, like your customers coming in. And they would buy, like, say, Injustice, and then you would see them coming in, 2 months later, or however long they played that game for, trying to get another game.
Yeah.
Generally, a lot of times, man, we got a lot of returning Injustice people coming in from the first Injustice. They were coming back probably about 2 months later
To trade it in?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. So, like, the fighting...
That's its life.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying with the fighting games. That's why ARMS, there's no way it'll hold up to what Splatoon did, because... shooters just have they have more legs to stand on than, the fighting genre. But
and the problem is, you think of like online matchmaking, like it's like the Christmas noobs, like on Christmas when all the kids get Halo Gears of War,
right.
And me and Zach would be like, hey, we gotta get out because all the Christmas noobs have the game, so you can feel good because you're owning them, which is like release of ARMS or Injustice, something like that, where everybody's flooding online. You have the few battles where the people are just like OP and really good, but then you have the other even battles, and slowly those people die down, and then it's just like the hardcores.
Yeah,
and that's why at that point it's like I'll just trade it in.
Exactly. So I think you're right that ARMS will not ever hit like Splatoon levels, but that's not to say that it won't be a fun game.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Next up we got Eiji Aonuma, who is the lead, director guy for the Legend of Zelda series, that he says with continuing to make more Zelda games, they want to continue to innovate the series. They want to keep people guessing. That it's
about the DLC?
Not about the DLC, but about like just the way the game plays in general. They said that this Zelda was it was hard to make, and the reason that he thinks it did so well and that like critically everybody's like freaking out like how great it is because it exceeded what anybody even thought was possible for that kind of game, and that even what they were imagining that it was going to be, that they kept it in the dark for so long and kept so much of it quiet and close to the chest that nobody even knew what to expect. So when it punched them in the face, they were like, oh my god, this was nothing like what I expected. This was amazing. Yeah. And so he says we want to keep that going. He's like, it would be so easy to take all the assets and all the everything from Breath of the Wild and make essentially a Breath of the Wild 2, and people would love it, and people would buy it and sell it.
Breath of the Wild is pretty much copied off of the I don't know. You guys can argue against me on this one, but they just like they went down the list and they were just like, all right, what is every other successful game ever made? Like within the last 5 years, what have they done? You know what I mean? Like, and
they just took all the good parts
obviously,
from the
like
formula.
it just comes to mind, like Skyrim.
Sure.
And they just like followed the formula, which I mean was smart on their part. I can't really say.
Go ahead.
I mean, I can't really say that's innovative on their part, though.
See,
like,
for me personally, I think the terminology is innovative. Zelda's more of like Skyrim for me was so much like, okay, quest, go to this quest, bam, 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 you're knocking off quests, leveling up.
Yeah.
Zelda's not. I don't have that feel at all. It's just like this world's huge. Do whatever you want, and you know how you like to beat the game. You got to get to Ganon. You got the 4 divine beasts.
I'll tell you right now, I felt that way in Oblivion. Though.
What's that?
I felt that way in Oblivion.
Really?
Yeah. I think Skyrim was like. We could talk about this all day.
No,
we should just have an Oblivion Skyrim
too.
podcast,
right?
But like
a weekly podcast,
yeah.
For
but no, it's just like I think it's good that they did that, but at the same time, I think they're slapping themselves on the back a little bit too much at this point.
Yeah.
It's just like you guys did what everybody's already been doing for a while now.
Yeah.
And it's just like now it's just a Zelda universe, a Zelda world that you guys are doing in it, and which is cool. And yeah, I guess that in itself is different, but it's just like you guys aren't really being innovative. Like, take it to the next level. Yeah. Then you guys are going to be innovative.
I think what he's saying,
you guys just played catch up at this point.
Yeah. And I think what he's saying is that with the innovations is that it's innovating the Zelda series only and not innovating gaming like as a platform. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's just how I took it. He could totally mean it any other way.
Yeah.
But I think, and to go with what Ryan was saying, I think it's in Zelda, when you start off Zelda and you get off the Great Plateau, it's like, hey, here's this whole world. You can go do whatever you want. And like I felt that in Skyrim, like when I first played Skyrim, I was like, "Oh my god, like this game is massive!" And like it has you like crawling through like the jails and stuff at the beginning of the game, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Like you have to go through. I'm like, "Oh, this is so cool!" Like I'm like in a dungeon, it's awesome. And then you pop up and there's like a giant dragon, and you're like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" And it's like, yeah, you have to go hunt those things, and then you have to climb to the top of this giant like ice mountain to learn like
And it doesn't
how
get
to
much
shout,
bigger than
you
that,
know? Right? But it's
Yeah,
like,
maybe there's
but
difference,
it's
though.
but it's huge. But what's the thing about Zelda is that about Skyrim is that it led you where to go, and like I didn't feel like I could go like take on Alduin or whatever his name was right from the get go of Skyrim.
Yeah.
Whereas in Zelda, if I wanted to
If you
go
wanted
take
to,
on
yeah.
Ganon, like I could do that. Yeah, I'll die
You
and I'll
will
get
die,
my
yeah.
butt kicked, but I have the option to do that, and options are always better. So I think something like Skyrim or even
Yeah.
like The Witcher and stuff, like you're limited every area. You're limited
Oh, yeah.
in what
And
you can do.
no, that
but
was-
Zelda seriously was 100%. Hey, go do whatever
Yeah.
you want to.
And that was like one of the downfalls of Skyrim is that it lost that role-playing game, essence.
Almost too actiony.
Yeah, and it just like it told you where to go, told you what to do, it gave you quest lines and things like that, which are nice, but like it didn't, like Oblivion was a totally different story in itself. Yeah, it had greaves. Exactly. It had pants, in the words of Alex. But yeah, no, and I think that I'm glad to hear that. I really haven't played Breath of the Wild a whole lot, only just a little bit, but I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry.
Sneeze into the mic.
Yeah,
please.
right in the mic. But yeah, no, I just, I'm glad that that they're finally taking the steps forward, or at least they're going in the right direction with it.
Yeah, I agree. You had something to say.
I completely no. Okay, so you're talking about like Oblivion, and I'm thinking more so Skyrim because I played that one more recent. Where it's like, okay, you're saying go into a cave, and it kind of like, yeah, the cave's here, so you can either make a straight line there, you can traverse around however you want, but you're going to that cave. You know where the cave's at.
Yeah.
For Zelda, it's like shrines. No, you need to find the shrines. They're not giving me these waypoints on the market.
Hey, you know
and
what?
that's
Back in the day at
that's
Oblivion,
not
I was
innovative.
finding way shrines.
way shrines.
Yeah.
I never played Oblivion, so.
So
I started
Oblivion
and
did it
hated
first,
it, yeah.
guys. Okay,
All right.
that's what we're gonna say.
Um,
But yeah.
Yeah, so just to kind of wrap this one up, I like that he's saying that they're not trying to make a Breath of the Wild 2 because that would be too easy, and they want to do something that's different, and they want to do something that changes it. And I really like that because that mentality is what led to us getting things like Wind Waker that was like, nobody liked it at the
Oh,
time. Remember when
yeah.
Wind Waker launched and people were like, oh yeah, that game's like, oh, what is this kitty baby crap that looks like a cartoon? Like, no. But
Yeah, now
because
the
they
top
did
was
something
mine.
different. Yeah, and people were like, wait, oh, this is actually a really good game. And then it also led to another one of Majora's Mask came from like
Oh, yeah.
different style of
Holy
thinking.
cow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that you're timed and like had all these other different things. And that's why Majora's Mask was so cool, even though it didn't sell all that well. It's definitely like one of the coolest, most unique Zelda games
Yeah.
in the series.
Keep
you know
us
what I
guessing,
mean?
Nintendo,
So,
for
and
real.
that's it. Like exactly. Like, just keep doing things differently. Like I have total faith that like
Don't be
you'll
like
know what
Elder
you're doing.
Scrolls where you guys like they just
Right,
produce
you
the same and
make
just
the
update
entire
the
game.
engine.
Right, exactly. Like keep doing things differently. That's awesome. Next up, I've got Pokemon, who we know is famously licensed by Tomy. Makes all the toys and stuff.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, pretty soon
They really dropped it?
they not Tomy and not entirely, but they're also partnering with
Because Tony, it's been years.
yeah, ever since
That's
like
like OG.
Pokemon came
Yeah,
out,
yeah, yeah.
ever since it came out, in the '90s it's always been Tomy, and it still is right now. But it's showing that they're going to with this company called Wicked Cool Toys.
Yeah.
Is who they're gonna use to like license now the Pokemon like line of everything. So it's like action figures, plushes, like toys, books, like everything is now gonna be going through this Wicked Cool Toys.
Yeah.
But they said they're keeping Tomy as a partner, and Tomy is going to focus on something like the more game specific things. Like there's like if you go into GameStop, you'll see like they have Z bracelets for like Sun and Moon, like the Z crystal
Gimmicky
bracelets and
stuff.
stuff. Like yeah, like weird kind of like game stuff, and that like connects
agree.
to the game and like does a. So like Tomy's still gonna keep doing stuff like that. Like they're gonna do more game focused stuff.
So am I
whereas,
supposed
like,
to wear
more
this
anime
bracelet
stuff.
in order to play these games now?
You can like it actually has Bluetooth in it where it connects your DS, and it's like it's not, but
All right, somebody send us
For
this
some
bracelet.
little-
We're gonna
for
force
some-
Christian to wear.
for
Do you
some
guys
little
remember
kid,
those
you can
little
do it.
the little Poke Clips that you got with Heart Gold and Soul
Yes.
Silver? What were they
Oh.
called? The
Poke
the
Walkers.
Pokewalkers, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You
they
could
need to
put your
bring that
Pokemon
back.
in there and walk, and every
Because
step
that
you
was
took
cool.
was real experience.
I didn't have to wear that on me. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you could have thrown that in your backpack. It would have
Yeah.
still worked.
Yeah, it was neat.
Backpack.
Yeah, and that's thing, and that's just another thing of
That was
Nintendo's
before- that-
innovation.
That was
you know?
before the iWatch and stuff like that, or the Fitbit and stuff.
Yep,
That was
100%.
OG Fitbit right there.
I know.
Kind of.
It was awesome. Well, it was like a rip off Tamagotchi, but
True.
All right, but we'll talk about that later.
Who remembers those?
Tamagotchi Life.
But yeah, so I think that's cool. The
Tamagotchi
first toys coming from Wicked Cool Toys comes in 2018. So look for those sometime. They said mid next
probably
year.
Are they saying plushies? Or
Who
they talking plushies, figurines?
Yeah, they're doing like everything, the whole spiel.
So are we still going to get Nintendo World stuff?
World of Nintendo?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Nintendo
Jack
stuff?
Specific makes those.
Okay.
So not Tomy.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be interesting though, because it's like, okay, cool. Clearly they're gearing up for something that they had to bring in, another company to do toys and stuff.
For Pokemon
so it's like,
Stars, yeah.
Do you think this is leading into, hey, Pokemon's gonna have a big announcement because we're ramping up toy
probably.
production and plush production and like all this stuff.
Free, open world game.
Yeah.
We've all been asking for
forever.
Years.
So we'll see if
MMO.
that comes.
It will happen one day.
It will
It
eventually.
will happen.
And they might
Yeah,
save it
that's
for
true,
next
too.
E3. What'd you say?
Yeah,
Pokemon Snap.
too.
Pokemon Snap. Dude,
That's what we all want.
I
Everybody thought that.
Dude.
What was it? That one announcement that they made? Pokemon?
Yeah,
they
all
all
thought it
thought.
was Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
Because you could do that in Sun and Moon. You can like use your DS like as a camera.
They thought
Oh, that was
Pokemon
so
Go was
bad.
going to be Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like I don't know, but hey, whatever. If they announce it at E3, I'd be happy. But like I can see of anything that's like speculated to be at E3, I think Pokemon is the least likely to be there.
Sad.
But
We'll see.
it seems I forgot another sports talk. But I think I kind of mentioned it earlier, so this will be
Skip
quick. NBA 2K18 is coming out the same day as it is for the other two systems, which I think this is awesome. Again, like getting these like simultaneous releases, because I think that's around the Wii U had, like we already talked about, how you'd get Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 came out on these systems, and like 2 weeks later you got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Lite Edition on the Wii. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
then
it's not like
and
that
it came
anymore.
out like months later, and it was crap. So I like that it's like at least now like we're having Tuesday releases, and everything is coming out on
But
the
is it a
same day.
comparable
and it's
game,
gonna-
or is it another
Sure.
NBA playground?
And it doesn't seem like it. It seems like it is like the real 2K18. I was comparing all the editions, and it has everything. The only thing I didn't see is that, like last year, they did this thing called the Early Tip-Off Edition, which lets you play 3 days early.
Okay.
I didn't see an Early Tip-Off Edition for the Switch to let you play 3 days early on the 16th or 15th or whatever
That
it
might
is.
be a console exclusive.
And that's totally possible too. But the main base game for those of you, and the only way you get the early tip-off is by pre-ordering. So for those of the people who don't pre-order, you're going to get it on Tuesday on the Switch, just like you would on Xbox One, just like you would on PS4. So I think that's awesome to kind of bring, like, okay, cool, Nintendo's back. We're this real console releasing on the same day as the other consoles, not this Friday only, crap like the first parties do. It's, hey, here's a Tuesday release like everything else.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool, and I think that like holds a lot for the future of where Nintendo's going.
Hopefully.
Yes, my hopes are high. Next up, I got Splatoon 2. You're very familiar with Splatoon, and you know how the map would change every 4 hours. It would change your 2 maps that you had. It would change your game mode that you had, and it took 4 hours to do it.
Yeah.
So for the span, have you ever played Splatoon?
Just
a little bit.
A little bit.
So
unlike other people's
you
consoles
had
and stuff.
4 hours of a time span, and there was only 2 maps that you could play.
Okay.
And there was only 1 game mode that you could play. You could play Turf War if you wanted to, which was like normal mode. But then, like for any of the special modes, like
Sounds like Star Wars Battlefront.
yeah,
Continue.
kind of. And so for like any of the special modes that you wanted to play, you had
Rainmaker.
that rotated. Yeah, you had all these different modes, and that rotated every 4 hours along with the map. So Turf War as a mode was always there, but the 2 maps you got to play on rotated between like 16 or something like that. And then the 2 that you played on for the specialty mode and the maps would rotate every 4 hours. Just released for Splatoon 2 is now that's going to be 2 hours, a 2-hour window that it rotates, which again
Makes
is
sense.
stupid.
Yeah, my response is like,
This is dumb.
Makes sense to me.
It makes sense, but it's like this game has 16 maps, but it's like why can't I play one of all 16 maps? Why are all 16 maps not in the rotation
put it
right
on a
away like
5-minute
Call of
timer.
Duty?
It's like Star Wars
You know what I
Battlefront.
mean?
They have like different modes, with different maps.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Depending on, like, say, the size of the mode, how many people are in it, they're going to make the map, they're going to make the larger maps available to you. Or, I don't know if that's how it works, like if they have larger and smaller maps, but...
it's sort of, kind of, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's weird, and I think they need to just go release everything, let like anybody play whatever they want. It's just random. Just make it like Call of Duty. Just make it like a Call of Duty matchmaking system.
Just make every
Like,
game like Call of Duty.
I seriously just do it. Call of Duty does a lot of things right.
Call
Don't
of
do
Duty
it.
Fi every single game in existence.
I love it. We should.
Don't do it.
All right, closing up here on the end, we got the composer for the Deus Ex series, which actually is a favorite of mine, is working with Retro Studios on whatever the heck they're doing. No one knows what they're making. They are the people who did the Donkey Kong Country games on the Wii and Wii U. They also were behind Metroid Prime series 1, 2, and 3. So everybody wants them to be doing Metroid Prime 4.
Should be doing whoever did the SMS music. Pin Island.
Yeah, that one dude with the
Island.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Peanut Park.
Oh yeah, Pin Park.
Yeah.
On Pin Island.
So I think Deus Ex had great music and it was awesome and it was super like cyberpunky, like futuristic, like weird kind of stuff. So it's like cool. So it seems like they're going for like a darker kind of like thematic whatever for whatever game they're working on.
Yeah.
Hopefully is Metroid. Make Metroid like a dark like M-rated shooter.
Make Metroid
amazing.
great
Make
again.
it Halo. Make Metroid great again.
Remember I told you E3 is gonna come out and it's gonna be like the Switch thing, and then just blood's gonna drip down.
Yes.
And then this music's gonna come. It's gonna be like heavy metal.
Dude, we're all waiting for that good.
That'd be amazing.
Okay, what was the name of that 3DS game that came out? That everybody,
Federation Forces.
Yeah,
It was trash. It was absolute trash.
Everybody
Junior.
hated on Federation Forces. You know, I played it. I thought it was a good game.
I loved it.
Did you
I laughed. I cried.
Yeah. All right, and then last bit of little news here we got. Excuse me. Is Fire Emblem Echoes is the last mainline series game for Fire Emblem on the 3DS.
R.I.P.
We now are reaching
Rip.
the end there.
Yeah.
The end of the life cycle of the 3DS.
No, the end of the life
Basically.
cycle on Fire Emblem.
We got
on
Hey
3DS.
Pikmin.
Oh,
But the next
Aw,
there's
I
another
thought you-
mainline Fire
They
Emblem
released like a
game
metric shit ton of
that's
Fire
coming
Emblem
out
games.
on
are they gonna be
Switch.
Okay, so what's the word on the 3DS's lifespan?
No, they're
right now?
releasing
The
the new
3DS,
2DS. So
the 3DS is done. It will
the
be
new
done.
3DS. I mean, sorry.
It will be done, and they're releasing the new 2DS XL.
new 3DS.
Yeah, the new 3DS XL Plus. But no, so yeah, now there's the new 2DS XL, which literally is a 3DS without the 3D.
God,
That's all. But it folds. It looks the exact same. Has the same processing power.
That's
has
what
the
they
same
should have
buttons,
done in the
has it-
beginning,
That's
I
what they should have
think.
done in the beginning. But they're doing it now. It's
I would've
$150
bought
bucks.
that.
Get this $200 3DS crap out of here because no one even likes the 3D. Just forget about that.
Such a
You've
gimmick.
now got this 2DS thing, and there you go.
we
so,
can all
but
agree
Fire
that
Emblem-
Nintendo's like the king of gimmicks, right?
Oh, 100%. Totally agree. But Fire Emblem Echoes, this is kind of like crazy because it's like, oh yeah, it started with Awakening in like 2014,
Birthright,
whenever it came
Conquest,
out. You know, then you
yeah.
went into Fates and you had Conquest, Birthright, Retribution, or Revelations,
Yeah.
and then now you have Fire Emblem
Retribution.
Echoes. I don't know. And now you have Fire Emblem Echoes is
Blacklight?
the last one that's coming to the system. I'm like, dang, because it's always been not always, but
Sad.
it's been like a portable franchise for a while. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think
And
that's
it needs to
it
be-
originated
needs to
on
be-
Game Boy,
Well, it's
so-
going to go over to the Switch, you know.
And they already said it is in 2018. There's
Yeah.
a Fire Emblem coming out. But what's interesting is that they say the mainline games, because Fire Emblem Warriors is coming to 3DS.
correct.
As is it coming to Switch. So
I remember when it, like, what was it, when Radiant Dawn came out on the Wii and people were just flipping out over how Nintendo wouldn't give them a portable version of the game. And, like, people were like, why? Like, why haven't they come out with one on the DS? And, I mean, it's cool to see them that they're, like, doing it now, like, back to back. Like, it's like, ridiculous as to how much they're pumping it out. But there was, like, a span there for a while where they weren't even, like, producing any at all. And it's like everybody forgot about the Fire Emblem
Yep.
series. But
and then
they
actually
totally changed that. So.
Yeah, it actually was with Awakening was supposed to be the last Fire Emblem game they ever made. That was supposed to be the last.
Really?
In the series.
And it was so popular.
And then it sold so well on 3DS that they're like,
Yeah.
nope, this is where it's going to go. And that's why we are now drowning. That was actually a topic.
Yeah.
2 weeks
Yeah,
ago,
2 weeks ago.
something like that.
Yeah.
We're drowning in
we're
Fire
drowning
Emblem.
in Fire Emblem.
Sorry, I didn't watch that
So
one.
that's okay. I don't ever watch any of these. So. All right, so that wraps it up for the articles of attention for this week. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you got some good news there. We're moving on now to.
I didn't get anything out of it.
You didn't. Well, then there's the door.
He's only giving it.
Cool. So, topic of the show, we are talking creepypastas and Nintendo theories. You know, there's even whole channels on YouTube dedicated to figuring out game theories.
They all
You know what I
suck,
mean?
too.
Except for game theories.
I'm just
'cause
kidding.
I really like that
It's
channel.
alright.
Shout out to Matt Pat, who is from Parma, Ohio, which is nowhere near us. So,
I think Modest Mouse wrote a song about it.
really, that's awesome.
Ohio.
Yeah. So did Bull.
Is he really from Parma? Mm-hmm. Parma?
Yeah,
That's pretty neat.
Parma, and then he lived in Parma, but his family is actually from Medina.
Do you know what time he goes to bed at night?
I don't know, crazy. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet.
Let's email him. Let's see if we can.
We should. Just be like, hey, dude.
Be like, hey, you know,
Hey, dude, we're nowhere near where you grew up.
No,
but,
actually,
you
I know people that live in Parma, so no joke. That go to Akron. So.
So
I'm sorry. Why are we talking
so
about
do
this on the show? All right.
Anyway, number one, I got a few Pokemon ones here too. Number one, I find really interesting is that Gengar. You know who Gengar is, right?
Yeah.
The Pokemon Gengar is actually the shadow of the Pokemon Clefairy.
Yeah, I've heard this before.
Isn't that crazy? Like,
yeah, because they're
do you see why?
they're like complete opposites. Yeah.
Yeah, and they look the same. Like the body type is the
Yeah.
same. They're all round. They're both round,
Yeah.
and big and stuff. And so yeah, and none of their moves can hurt each other.
Okay.
Because Ghost doesn't affect normal, and normal doesn't affect Ghost.
it
So now
makes
they can't
sense.
hurt each other.
Hello,
so
but that's
they
just
can't
a
hurt
theory.
A Pokemon theory.
No.
Anyway.
Please no.
Anyway, so I find that one super interesting. I think
that's a good
really
one. I
cool.
don't know
And there's
if I
so
heard of
many
that one
facts
before.
and like things to back that up. I really like. Next up on Pokemon, this one's probably the creepiest. Is Hypno. Just as a Pokemon in general, is super creepy. It's
I
Pokedex.
like Hypno. He has a cool nose.
Yeah, he knows some stuff. He's hip. His Pokedex entry reads, if you lock eyes with it, it will try to hypnotize you. It is best to close your eyes quickly before you get hypnotized. There are other ones that expand on this, saying that when you're hypnotized...
It'll eat your soul.
No, it'll eat your dreams.
It eats your
Or
dreams.
your dreams, yeah.
And
Soul
it used
Eater?
to be... It would, which is a great anime, one of my favorites. But it used to be that he would hypnotize you, lead you into a forest, and then you would be never heard from again. Is what the Hypno thing used to be. And then they've changed it as generations have gone on, and now the latest one for Sun and Moon or X and Y or whatever reads, he'll hypnotize you, he'll eat your dreams, but if you're having a good dream, he'll walk away and leave it alone. He only eats nightmares now.
Yeah.
And
I
the
think he
new
was
ones.
hypnotized.
And this one...
Guys, I don't think I can walk to my car by myself.
And so this one, so he hypnotized. So I have this little snippet here that reads, Hypno appears in the song. So there's a song called Hypno's Lullaby that appeared somewhere that someone came up with it, and I don't have it. This is just kind of the backstory.
And it's connected to Jigglypuff's
Song. Yeah.
Is it really for him?
No.
Okay, I was guessing.
Hypno appears in the song by manipulating some children to follow it, promising them protection and tons of fun. During the middle of the song, it ties up the children and claims that the ropes will hold them tight. This was a lie. Hypno then proclaims to the children that they weren't clever, and now that they will stay with him forever. It is unknown what became of the children after their disappearances, but it is assumed that Hypno raped and killed them. Yeah,
It's a little dark.
That's
for
like
Pokemon.
some song, like
Rated
something
E
like
for
messed up.
everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's super messed up, and that could be a whole nother topic of Pokemon, messed up Pokemon things.
No, it's actually rated EC, early childhood.
Right. And so, I just find it super creepy that like Hypno is like this thing that like leads you like into the forest, and like there's an episode of the anime where there's like a little girl who was led into the forest by Hypno and is found like years and years later.
This actually happened in real life, right?
Yeah,
IRL?
With the Slender
Yeah,
Man.
exactly. With the Slender Man, that's what it was.
And wait, new idea. ESRB rating B for babies.
Yeah, I like
You know?
it. I like it.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just throwing it out there.
I like it.
Keeping with the Pokemon theme, do you know what a Wobbuffet is?
No.
Do you know what a
Yeah,
Wobbuffet
it's
is?
not-
Wama fan.
Yeah, that was
know
pretty
what-
good. Were you the voice actor for the show?
Yeah,
That was
actually.
really good.
That's the
So the theory here is that Wobbuffet, it's this big blue thing, and its eyes are always closed. It makes that annoying noise. But it's got this black tail, and on the tail has 2 eyes on it. And so the theory is that the tail is actually the Pokemon, and the blue thing that like puts up that you think of Wobbuffet
is the tail.
is a distraction. It's like just like a thing that puts up like
Well, that's
as a
funny
defense
because
mechanism.
anytime you watch the anime, like it always focuses the camera on
The tail?
the blue part.
the blue part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That,
And the
'cause
facial expressions of the blue part.
I know, and that's
the tail.
part of its defense mechanism is that it's been able to manipulate the
Yeah.
blue part to do it. Now, what's even crazier is
That
they
blows
think,
my mind, dude. Just
Really?
like I never thought about
if
that.
you ever see like a picture, look at it.
Yeah,
it has
I
2
know,
eyes,
exactly.
You know what
Yeah,
I
I've
mean?
seen it, yeah.
And so I think that's what the Pokemon is. But then to make it even crazier is they think when you dial it back to a Wynot, which is the first form of Wobbuffet,
Why
has the
not?
same thing. Its tail only has 1 eye on it.
Okay.
And there's like a whole theory about like how what that does like in its natural habitat or whatever is always in groups. Wynots are always in groups, but Wobbuffet is always alone. It's a loner Pokemon. It never wants to be near anything else. It even has in the anime where they meet and they hate each other.
Yeah.
But the Wynots are always hanging out together. So they think it's when you're a kid you need someone to be protective of you. You don't really know how to protect yourself, so you're in these big groups. But then when you grow up, you know how to protect yourself. So that's where Wobbuffet comes from. Then they go even dialing it back even further. Is that an unknown, which only has 1 eye, is the weakest form of Wobbuffet. So you have an unknown, which you know what the unknown are, right?
Yes.
The alphabet things. So you have those, would then evolve into Wynot, supposedly. Then that evolves into Wobbuffet. So
Wobbuffet.
That's
is
interesting.
the strongest, most powerful form of the unknown, which is all a line of psychic Pokemon.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Mind blown.
That is cool.
But that's just a theory. Don't say it.
It is.
Please.
Next up, last Pokemon-themed one is the Lavender Town Suicides. This is probably one of the most popular ones, which I know you were bringing this up earlier.
I
Did you know anything about it?
personally, I personally like this one a lot. It makes a lot of sense too, because, well, I mean, you got to think about it. Like Japan, right, has one of the largest, highest suicide rates in the world, right?
Okay.
It makes sense because kids listen to Lavender Town, the song Lavender Town, on their DS or their Game Boy Color or whatever they're playing it on.
Okay.
And that makes them want to kill themselves, right? That's a real thing. There's a whole creepypasta on it.
That's
What's
the real
so
thing.
funny?
I don't know, but just the way you're like, oh god, I love this. Oh yeah, the children committing suicide. I love this one.
Oh, okay.
This one's great.
Well, I don't like that aspect
Sure.
of it, but
it was just funny. The way it came off made me chuckle.
It's a cool little story.
This one's neat.
And it actually goes back further than that for me because, I mean, back in, what was it, like elementary school, we talked about that. Mm-hmm. Like the whole, you talk about like the whole Porygon episode, giving kids, seizures and things like that. And, and this was always another one, too. You listen to, like, Lavender Town backwards, it'll make you want to kill yourself, So, like, none of us would ever be willing to do that because, well, for one, we didn't have the technology back then because it was the freaking 90s. But, too, like, you didn't want to kill yourself. So.
Right, yeah. And so...
You don't want to take that chance. So
right.
It's scary, And then they made a whole... And then years later, they made a whole creepypasta about it. It showed up on, like, some forum or something like that. Yeah. And
to go a little bit more in depth on that too, there's something with the song, and they said within the song is like code for like unknown or something, and unknown didn't even exist until Gen 2, and this was still in Gen 1. And they said you figure out like where like these special keys or whatever are that represent unknown, and if you spell it out, it spells out leave now.
Yeah.
If you suppose that. And so that's kind of creepy where it's like this is like some subliminal messaging that got kids were like freaking out and we're like, hey, kill yourself. Like,
it's messed up.
And there was like thousands and thousands of suicides from like small grade school children who were like playing this game and like that's where like it came from. So, and I'm just like, that's
to this
nuts.
day, Japan still has the highest.
They do. There's a place in Japan that's actually called the Suicide Forest where people will go. Then they just all go to this forest to kill themselves, and it's all because they played this game. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? They even made a movie on it called The Forest, all about this game. And it was super creepy. And that's the town where like the cemetery, the Pokemon cemetery was, and like all this crazy stuff. Man. Dude, it all fits together too well, man. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. All right, and then the last one, which is just as depressing. Before we send you lovely people on your way. We have Luigi hanging himself.
This is in
Luigi's Mansion. This is what I was trying to tell you last night.
I figured out about this
night previously. Do you know about this one?
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
There's a shadow of Luigi hanging.
And it is in
Luigi's Mansion.
The clock room or something like that. I don't know if that's a real room. I forget what room it's in. But in some room, when you're in there and you're sucking up all the ghosts and stuff, and the lights are off, when lightning strikes, when thunder and lightning hit, you can see. Up against the wall, there's a shadow of Luigi like hanging. And it's Luigi hanging there, and there's like
I've
a
seen
line
it personally
coming
myself
up.
too. It's messed up.
It's in the game, yeah.
It's
like 100%.
freaky.
Like this one's real, and it's just like Luigi just like hanging there.
Rated E for everyone.
Yeah. Well, they even say
Rated
at
B
the
for
beginning
babies.
of the game, you hear they say
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like super creepy and dark and
That's
and it's just nasty. So I think that's crazy. But just to throw it back to you of speedrunning Luigi's
I never
Mansion.
actually knew
you've
about
never
that.
come across this.
I have not.
Because he's too
I don't
busy
have
blazing
time
through
for
the
that.
game, not appreciating the
Not
fine
appreciating
details
of Luigi killing himself
You
right
know?
in
I
front
don't
of
have
you.
time for that.
So
just
About
do
the
it once
splits,
in
the
a long
quads.
play in your life, and you'll love it.
I don't have
Yeah.
time for that.
So
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go. I'm Sonic.
I'm Sonic. All right, gotta go fast.
right, Denki Kang.
Yeah.
So that about wraps it up here. Thank you for joining us on the 10th episode, this milestone of an episode of Nintendo Nation. We will be back next week to let you know about all of the other new. Ryan and I will be. To let you know about all the other previous Nintendo news that you've missed and what you need to know about. I'm Joe. This is Ryan. This is our lovely guest,
Andy.
You right?
Andy.
And we'll be back next week. If you liked it, leave a like, leave a comment down below.